I'm going to get up and grab those from the oven. No need to wait for me.
Okay.
If you want to start recapping. And if not, that's fine too.
All right. Actually, yeah. Do we want to roll right into recaps?
Sure. So I haven't reread the notes, which means that this recap is going to be thinner than usual on content. However, we resumed right after neutralizing the assassins. The assassins have, during last session, they were bundled off to the Chiral dungeons. It has been very strongly implied that they are no longer living. So, because the Chirals do not tolerate this kind of behavior at their parties. Corinne escorted Cressida and Theodosia out of the party in turn, not together, and discerned that neither of them seemed to know anything about either the cat fight or about the cat, or neither of them seemed to know anything about how the cat fight might be used as the pretext for assassination attempts. And whatever business dealings involved Cressida's potential marriage to Alare. Seemed like she didn't know anything about the assassins. And then, also maybe Elray was kidnapped by Scarin. We're not really sure. Reg might have some feelings about that, which is interesting. Also, we learned that off camera the Chirals have been. Ilrine Chiral was quite rude to say about her decision to raise Penny with the Court of Miracles, which both Erebus and Alina vociferously expressed their disapproval of Say's family in turn. And we went off to have some after party at the last call. Alina made it back from her City of the Dead mission. She joined us, hanging out in the downstairs. Bo joined us. Bo and Cathra rolled up through the door, and he's just being his adorably charming golden retriever bard self. I loved that. Yeah. What else happened?
Bosun had the best party ever. I don't know if you already said that, but it was true enough to be worth saying twice, even if so.
I didn't, but best party ever.
Did we discuss how we learned that Avalie was, in fact, dipping her hand in both Thieves' Guild pots and Bones knew about it?
This is true. And we have an address from the Xanathar Guild person who for where Avalie was living when she was the crew she was living with and working with when she was with them, which, spoiler alert, that is likely to be somewhere on Grimm's differential tonight if we get there. Mm-hmm. They're not going to wake up at 7 a.m. and trot right over there, but it's on their to-do list. And we have confirmation that she was working for the Zents at the same time, and we met an investor, a honest small businessman who is willing to look into it for us if we provide him with, if Corinne provides him with a vat of Amcathra wine.
We still don't really know where Lord Elray is, though, so that's also fun.
Yeah. We just know that Fugu is in the pond, in the Chiral pond, or at least was last time Bosun saw him.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, Liliana's been adopted.
Yeah, she has. Also, today is Grimm's birthday again.
Yay!
I think we're up to 4.
I have
4 or 5.
I've counted them on the timeline.
Okay.
So, and it will be the events of Nighthall 8, unless we skip ahead to a day that is not the immediate day after.
We'll let's do the day after, but I think we'll probably, judging by the night everyone had. What time are y'all waking up in the morning?
Oh, Corinne is absolutely the last one up and the last one to do any sort of moving. Like, that's just at baseline. And then add, like, staying up late plus party the night before. I think it's probably, like, easily 10 p.m. before she starts moseying downstairs.
Wait, 10 p.m.?
a.m., sorry.
I have faith in her, but I thought she would get hungry before then.
I was going to say, it has happened before in her past, in her youth. But, no, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I think Grim,
Go ahead.
I mean, Grim inevitably, like they are up at 6:30, basically every day, regardless, to get the coffee started and make breakfast, and not be having a nightmare. But they go back to bed after that, so they're up probably between like 6:45 ish, hustling around in the tavern, and then they're probably back in bed until probably 8. I think they're probably up. Again, for the up for the morning 8ish.
Liliana is walking back into the tavern after her sunrise jaunt over to Cliffwatch, and I don't think she's going back to bed.
Then she
What time
will
is sunrise
probably
this time of
see
year?
Erebus tucked into a corner, huddled over a giant mug of tea, looking wrecked. Erebus only trances for 4 hours, and once she's done, she was like, "Oh no, this is why I don't drink wine very often," and has been like trying to get some rest and failing, and then gets up earlier than she probably wants to in search of just something to end this, or at least make it better.
What time would Erebus be up for the day? Or
Oh
up?
God, before 6.
Okay,
she's like,
I mean, Grim's
well,
gonna
I can see
basically
sunlight.
ignore her.
Yeah.
And what time is sunrise? What time is Eliana back? What time is sunrise right now?
Yeah, it is about this time of year.
Yep.
It is 7. So Grim has come and gone, and will not address Erebus, but will place, like, on their way back upstairs. Grim will deliver a pitcher of water and a glass and a plate of like bacon and eggs. Like, they just set these down within arm's reach and head back upstairs.
Aw. That's very nice. Erebus will give them a beleaguered thumbs up and return to nursing her hangover. They'll get a proper thank you later in the morning.
So then you're alone again until Eliana arrives.
Yeah. So then Aliana will arrive. She'll come in through the door, and she'll see Erebus sitting there, not looking that great. Good morning. Are you quite all right?
I am so hungover. Sorry, it's been a while since the last time. I really wasn't expecting to see anybody for a while longer. I mean, Grim's been through, but that was a 2 beings passing in the early morning situation.
Yeah. Would you like some magical help with that?
Please.
All right, hold on
That would
one
be
moment.
great.
I gotta fetch my staff for this, and Aliana will go upstairs, fetch the staff of healing, come back down, and give Erebus a lesser restoration.
Wonderful. Your hangover is gone.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. How much of a disaster was I exactly?
I don't think you were a disaster. I think that I had fun with you last night.
Oh no. Okay, that's
You didn't-
a relief.
You didn't do anything, you didn't dance on any tables, you didn't take any clothes off. Are there any other types of regrets that you fear that you might have had?
Uh Erebus thinks about this. I think as long as I didn't do those two things, then there isn't much other trouble I would get into in this company, but also who's to say?
There's nothing that I can think of that changed my opinion of you. I can say that for certain.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Um how was your evening?
I had fun with everybody. Um, I really should have eaten something at the Kyrels. That would have helped, but I I bounced back pretty easily.
Good. And Uriel's okay? Is he still here?
He's gone back to the court. He's doing much better now.
Okay. Good. Good. Great. Uh Awesome. Well, it was a good party. Sounds like no one died. That's good.
No one died. No one died. It was a good party. Um, we stopped the assassins. We got another job. Um,
Oh, yes. Right.
yeah.
Erebus is like, it's all coming back to me now. There was actually business that happened last night.
Yeah, I think we'll want to talk about that when we're all together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Awesome. Well, thank you for the magical healing. I feel a little less, a little more, I guess, like myself. A lot more. I don't have a pounding headache anymore, so that's good.
That's very good. Yeah, those headaches are not pleasant.
I don't usually drink that much wine, but it was an evening and Say was being liberal with the refills, and I was in a mood apparently.
About anything in particular, or Elena shrugs at the end of that sentence.
Um I
You're getting a monologue token, even if you don't say it out loud.
Good. Oh, right. Reset your monologue. Okay.
yes. Erebus is gonna try to think how to express this. I don't think she's mentioned a ton of stuff about her family to the group so far, and I don't think she's mentioned her ex at all. But she has thoughts and feelings about the Kyrels, which everyone does know. I don't know. Sometimes elven families just touch a nerve, I guess is what I would say.
Okay, but still monologue token.
Okay. So the monologue token was given. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So that's
yes,
what she
sorry.
says. Okay. So she says that out loud to Eliana, and then she's just like, I don't know what it is about Kane Kyrell in particular. Well, no, I do know. He's very imperious and he doesn't think enough of his granddaughter to to want to protect her, even though she's capable of protecting herself. But there's just something about him that rubs me entirely the wrong way, and it's not unlike other stuff that I've seen in my own community. And I was hoping that not all elven families are like this, but I don't have a great sample at the moment to really know if that's the case, but 2 for 2, not great. But that's a lot to unpack, especially since it's been a long time. So it just seems like a lot to talk to Eliana about earlier in the morning. But she's talked to me about some of her stuff, and we hadn't known each other very long, so maybe that's not giving her enough credit. But I don't know. I'm tired. And that's the monologue.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Eliana, only having the public information that was spoken aloud, will say, like yours, you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. I only, if you want to.
No, I'm fine sharing. It's not really a secret, but it's it just feels really heavy for this hour. But yeah, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Okay, well, do you want to grab some tea or something?
I could use some tea. It's chilly out
Okay.
there.
Okay. I think there's still a pot on back in the kitchen.
Grim is good to us like
and-
that.
Yeah. So they'll go, like, Erebus needs a refill anyway. And we'll grab some for Eliana also in return.
Yeah. And Eliana will she'll sugar her own tea, 1 sugar.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Erebus is the same. She takes a little milk and a little sugar.
Yeah.
So have I mentioned before that I'm not home very often? I think I probably have.
I think so. You and
Okay.
checking in on Oren, and I don't think you've mentioned anyone else in the family.
Yeah, I'm not on bad terms with my parents, but let's just say I disagreed with some of their decisions in the past, and that kind of made a not great environment to be home when I do visit. So a cousin of mine married a ranger a couple hundred years ago. It was an arranged thing, but they seemed to get on pretty well, and no one really suspected anything was up with him. But when he learned that I wanted to go the way of being a ranger, he offered to train me, which was great until it wasn't. He had some ideas about creature hunting that really weren't okay. And when it came out, most people told me I was overreacting. And it was really it just really hit me that my parents in particular defended him over me. They were like, well, it's not a big deal. We caught it early. He won't do it again. But there weren't any real kind of consequences at all, and he's still part of the community, and I just it's really not comfortable to be back there at all.
Eliana listens. She nods. It's really hard to be out of step with what it seems like the world around you wants and values. I'm sorry that happened to you, and that your family didn't choose you, and didn't choose what was right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, it's been a while, and I've done my best to move on, but being home has never been the same again. So, which is just as well because my work takes me everywhere. But yeah, so Kane Kyrell just gives me the worst feeling.
I can't say I feel comfortable around him either.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I didn't think I was, but
No, I don't think either of us are the only ones.
yeah. So that's why I'm mostly on the road and in Waterdeep most of anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have Oren. That's important, and that's wonderful. And
Yeah.
you have us. You have this place. And Alina would probably adopt you if you asked her to.
I don't doubt it. I do like Alina. She's fun. But thank you. I've really had a great time getting to know you all and working with you, and it's been a great experience, and it's given me a lot of comfort and stability. And like I said a few days ago, I didn't really know what I was going to be doing in the spring, and which is odd for me. So it's nice to have a resting place for now.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got your room here. And you have a place with us.
Thank you, Eliana. That means a lot to me.
You're welcome. I'm trying to remember, have we established like how much Erebus is okay with hugs, or
Erebus is fine with hugs.
oh,
I don't think
Eliana
we've
will-
established that, but I'll just give that to you. She's fine with hugs.
Okay. Eliana will put an arm around her shoulders and just give her a bit of a hug and then draw back.
Yay. Erebus leans into the hug. Thank you. So yeah. Might be a bit biased, but most of the Kyrells just give me a bad feeling.
I think they give you a bad feeling for a reason. Except for Say and Peria. And
Oh, Piri is delightful.
yeah.
And yeah. So I've really enjoyed getting to know Say. And I think that Lyra and Ivran will also be good people to get to know.
What are they like?
Very intense, I guess I would say. Not in a bad way, but Lyra really loves creatures and was really excited to meet Bianca and just super invested in the conversation, which was in a way that was really refreshing. And Ivron seems really intelligent. And I was going to give him a game of dragon chess until we got called away and then there were assassinations. But yeah, they seem like they would both be worth getting to know.
Yeah, you could still have a chance.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see how it goes. I'm still, finding my feet here. I haven't been in a place for this long when I wasn't on a job in quite some time. But
Yeah, I hadn't stayed anywhere for very long. Starting at about the end of the summer before this one. And then between then and when I got to Waterdeep at the beginning of this summer, Baldur's Gate was the longest that I stayed anywhere, and that wasn't for that long either.
Yeah, it seems like you've come a long way.
Yeah. It's 1,000 miles away from here.
1,000 miles away. Well, seems like it was worth the trip.
Oh, it absolutely was.
Cheers to that. Erebus will lift her teacup.
Aliana lifts her teacup as well. Drinks. Oh, I have my night clothes on under here, and that doesn't make for being ready to go out at a moment's notice if in company if necessary.
Yes. Yeah. Please feel free to go and change. Thank you for talking with me for a minute. There was one other thing I wanted to do pretty soon since I'm going to be here for the winter. I basically have my traveling clothes and the dress that I had on last night. So I feel like I'm probably going to need to do some shopping.
Yeah, and we know a tailor who can do more everyday wear than what Aelin provides.
I'd be really glad for the recommendation.
Yeah. This is not a named NPC, so hand wave that.
Yeah, no worries. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll just go up and change and come back down for breakfast.
Yeah, of course.
It was good talking with you too. Thank you.
I'm glad. Erebus gives her a grin and a thumbs up.
Aliana returns a grin and a wave. And she will exit.
Okay, sounds good. How are you all spending your next couple of hours? Because I assume that you all have a little bit of downtime before you get together to make any sort of plan.
Maybe, yeah, definitely before we get together to make some sort of plan. I think Grim. I said they were going to be awake at around 8, and I think they are awake. But the first thing they want to do is actually the first thing on their list they want to do is actually cast Sending to Dahlia, and they're not going to do that. Even when they lived with Dahlia, they would not have done that at 8 a.m. So
it would be a choice.
It would be a choice, and they are no fool. I mean, sometimes they are, but not always. So I think they probably like go back to bed and like they're awake, but like from like 8 to 10-ish, like when Corinne starts stirring, I think they're probably awake but like reading in bed. And then I think unless Corinne redirects them in some way, which I don't expect, but one never knows, I think they will wander back down to the tavern to see how things are going and would cast Sending to Dahlia on the way.
Sure.
Oh, I need my word counter. I should have opened that at some point in the last 20 minutes. But I did not. Because that will... Okay, here we go. That will guide what exactly they do. So it would be... Good morning. Is it still too early for this? Suppose it's too late now. If I had a question for you, would you be working? No, what they wouldn't cut that off. They're gonna run out of words. So if I had, and I'll put this in the chat box. Would you be at, and then they keep talking, but she doesn't hear it. And so they immediately recast Sending. At home, that is. I was thinking I might come by, but didn't want to make the walk if not. So there's that. Also throw it in the Roll20 chat box. So that is 2 back-to-back Sendings. They're like walking downstairs. They don't have anything to write with. They're not thinking about it. They're just spitballing.
Sure. So you get a response that says, I will be home. Took the day off. Wasn't sure how the party would go. Lunch?
They will stop walking downstairs, turn, walk back upstairs to Corinne's room, knock on the door.
She is like still horizontal, like
Oh yeah.
there's
Awake
yeah,
but
there's
not
some
upright.
movement. Yes.
I live
exactly.
in that is my favorite zone.
Yep. And she has nothing to do today specifically, so she is just lounging in that. And so she's like sprawled out more across the bed, so like usurping as much space as possible. And just goes, if it's not grim, I'm lounging.
What if it is?
Then I'm still lounging, but you can come in.
They will open the door, slip inside, like close the door behind them, lean back against it. I wondered if I could borrow a paper bird. When I borrow, I mean just have.
She
I
kind of
suppose
like
I could ask for it back later, but it wouldn't be useful unless you would. I can make you a paper bird if you want just a paper bird that isn't magical.
she kind of rolls over onto one side as I look through her inventory to see if she has any spare paper birds. She does.
I thought she had some, but okay, cool.
Yes, she has 6, and now she has 5. So she kind of like points, like flops a hand and flails it a little bit in the direction of her vanity, and it's just kind of like, left hand side, this small drawer. There should be a stack of them. You may have one.
Grim will cross the room and retrieve one paper bird, hold it up so she can see it if she is looking in their direction.
Mm-hmm. She nods, satisfied, and kind of like flops back onto her back.
Would you like me to give Dahlia your regards?
Where are you going now?
Lunch. May come if you'd like, but you look very comfortable.
I am very comfortable.
If you'll be upright by lunch, you're more than welcome.
I suppose we'll see what time. If you have left by the time I am downstairs, then I shall not join you.
Heather, I would know about what time Dahlia means when she says lunch.
Yeah. I mean, she's talking like she's solidly like a 1:30 luncher.
Okay.
She works at a bar, so she tends to sleep in. She tends to take the night shift. She tends to sleep in later, wake up later, and have lunch, therefore later.
Delightful. Grim will nod. I think it is not certain, but not unlikely. Very good. Your coffee is on the other side of you when you are ready for it. Good night, morning, midday.
She kind of like flaps a hand in like dismissal in their general direction.
Like Grim considers themselves dismissed, and slips back out of the room as quietly as they can. To be clear, Bosun is on like one of the pillow, like the pillow that where Grim would be if Grim tended to sleep on pillows, which they don't. Bosun is curled up in a little ball of feathers and a little ball of tentacles, snoring. And Grim will send the paper bird to Dahlia, just confirming lunch and mentioning that Grim may or may not join them. It is to be determined.
Sure. Erebus, what's your passive perception?
It's 18.
Okay. Good to know.
And other than that, I think Grim is just chilling. Is just like keeping an eye on the like helping tidy up after the brunch rush, getting ready for the lunch rush. What is the egg situation? Are there any eggs and trays that they need to make sure Grim doesn't
they're
see,
all
or are we have to
they are all
quiches?
quiches now.
Excellent.
They're actually there's a little label in front of them called quiches, and they have a little paw print on them.
Quiches. I think Grim stares at this for a while, like recognizing the very clever marketing, but not sure how they feel about it. Like they're not upset about it; they're just because they don't understand branding, but they respect Flinder's hustle. But yep, that's their morning through midday.
Okay. As you head down the stairs, you realize there are a few people in the bar, because, it's a bar, and you are in a breakfast special. And sitting in her usual corner booth that she uses for office hours, you see Ilya Taldore, cup of coffee, a plate with some toast on it, and a bunch of paper spread out in front of her reading glasses on.
Grim, why are you like this? She looks like she's at work.
Looks like she's
like
just
working on something.
I would call her Starbucks working or Panera working. So not like I must focus on this, but more like just casually working on a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or several things. It's hard to tell. You have to ask her.
I don't think Grim is going to disturb, I don't think Grim's going to actively approach.
Mm-hmm.
Although if she looks up as they are moving around, they will wave. And I guess it would depend on what happened at that point.
Yeah, she'd wave back.
I think they're kind of low key, like avoiding her.
Okay.
Honestly,
Sounds
like
good.
not actively.
but...
If she was like beckoned over, like they're not freezing her out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, Grim, what is wrong with you? And yeah, they
just
did
not
ask some awkward
not
questions
taking
yesterday.
advantage of office hours. Okay.
If somebody else wants to approach first. They would take over, probably refilling bowls of chips and glasses and things like that. But they're not going to start a conversation.
Sure.
I kind of want Eliana to come downstairs and see this going on.
She's there for everybody. She's not there for a single person. She's there for everybody.
Starbucks working.
She's Starbucks working.
Yeah. Eliana will come downstairs. So Ilya's Starbucks working, Grim is doing tavern things. Is Erebus still in the tavern space, or has she gone elsewhere?
Erebus is still in the tower, tavern space, but the dog walker is going to be here in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I don't want to start a conversation that I will then have to abandon midway through.
Sure.
So put a pin in that for later.
So put a pin in that. That's for scene setting. Corinne is continuing to lounge upstairs, just making sure that I'm not leaving out not forgetting any PC presences.
Yeah. I think Corinne will finally make her way downstairs around like 10:25-ish. Does have her coffee in hand. Well, the coffee mug. It's been long drunk at this point. And will come downstairs, head back behind the bar, refill her mug, just kind of scan the room as usual. And then I do think that she, seeing Ilya, will go and have a seat across from her. Just like, the seat taken.
Sure. Eliana, when would you have been approaching Ilya?
Probably at about the time. I think she goes upstairs, changes clothes, maybe just stays up and relaxes for about half an hour, and then she's gonna come downstairs for breakfast.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not sure how that goes in time.
Before 10:30 or after 10:30?
I think that's gonna be before 10:30.
Okay.
Okay, never mind then.
So we will pick up with Corinne in a minute.
That's fair.
Everyone can get their office hours in.
So Lenya will come downstairs. She's going to see the quiches setup and just be very transparently and thoroughly charmed by this. And I think before she approaches Ilya for office hours, she might try to catch Grim's eye.
Grim would be upstairs at this point.
Okay, they're not present. Great.
I think, yeah, because they're up there from from if this is before 10:30, they would be downstairs 10:15ish, but
Okay. Apologies for my own
time is a weird
disorganization with time and yeah.
non-linear planning.
Yeah. So she's very much charmed by quiches. She will she'll get a breakfast quiche from the table. Notice Ilya in the corner. Oh, good morning, Ilya.
Good morning.
What brings you to the call this morning?
Just work. Family business. She just arches an eyebrow at you like, are you seriously gonna do that?
Eliana raises both of her eyebrows back. I have never been known to presume anything until it is certain, Ilya.
Welcome to the Taldore family. There are no secrets. We are terrible gossips. The moment anything happens, the rest of us know.
Very good. And she grunts. In that event, is this seat taken?
It is not.
And Eliana will cross over and take a seat and begin cutting her quiche into neat slices. I have been informed that there are certain holidays
Um,
approaching.
yes, I am actually working on Howl Down at the moment. You see a stack of letters is in front of her.
Working. We're going to pull up some notes. Howl Down takes work, I suppose, to hunt down all the wrongdoers.
So traditionally, Howl Down is for wrongdoers, but where we are from, it is the time for the noble families to and warriors of a village to hunt the monsters that threaten the village before winter comes. So, she just taps the letters. Monsters.
Ah, wait, monster? Right, you actually hunt.
She nods. Yes? I mean, if we are hunting, then we will hunt.
I only say because it's funny, which it's funny how social class interacts with who doesn't hunt. For instance, I think my family is of lower status than yours and is too grateful to not have to hunt for our food that we do not actually hunt.
Fair enough. Um, Luskin is more feudal than Waterdeep is, so we developed a tradition long ago where part of the feudal pact is that you offer goods to your lord, and your lord offers you protection. It would be poor showing indeed if the lords did not protect you from all sorts of things, but mostly monsters.
It rather would be, yes. And I am realizing I misspoke. The Curanas are not my family.
They are not. The Tadores, now, we hunt monsters. We have always hunted
Yeah.
monsters. I'm actually named for my great grandmother, Elsa, who was killed a hag once.
Impressive. And I kill monsters too, so.
She nods. You do not have to come on the hunt. This is a more optional one. Mostly it's me and a bunch of paladins, and I get to show off that you might have divine smite, but I can bullseye a mosquito from 50 feet away.
Well, I will see what adventuring duties might call that day. And if I happen to be free.
She nods.
I have work
Currently,
and a family to balance. This is new.
currently there are a few front runners, and she kind of points to the pile of letters as far as possible farms that need protection, monsters that need hunting.
Is it the owlbears still, or are there other monsters afoot these days?
There are always monsters. I
Always.
think, and she kind of leans forward. I will give you a hint this time, because the tradition we
Ah,
also don't usually announce the monster before the day of, so that no one can prepare. Um, there is a dire boar hanging around the Aman's farm. That I think will be a good hunt.
a dire. What was a dire? What?
Boar.
Okay. That ought to be a great deal more interesting than a regular boar.
And regular boar is dangerous enough, so dire boars would be a decent challenge.
Certainly.
this is for you. And she actually will hand over a bracelet.
Eliana picks it up, examines it.
It's a small silver bracelet with a charm of a small silver charm on it, and in the charm is is printed a stag.
Oh, what does it do?
If
She
there's
says she knows the answer.
if you are in dire need of help, you can activate this, and the family will be aware that you are in dire need of help. And anyone who can will join you at your side for the fight.
Thank you greatly. I know that... Sorry, go ahead.
It's good to know that no matter what, you have family by your side.
Yes. I know that this is what you do in Luskin as a matter of course, and I know that you don't. I know that you would, that even without that, pardon me, I know that I know that these are not, adopting someone is nevertheless not an action that you take lightly. And I'm still grateful at every turn for all of the kindness that you and the family have shown me.
She smiles. She'll reach over and give your hand a squeeze. And it's the tip of the iceberg.
I can't help but look forward to it.
And I will tell you the family motto because you will find it hilarious. I will tell you the family motto that was before this generation. So, family first, people second, religion never. She laughs with you.
I understand why it had to be changed.
We've kind of left off the last one this generation.
Religion never.
Religion never.
Eliana's just cracking up.
Yeah, Ilya is too. She is aware that how ironic that is. Anyway, that is why I think you are a good fit for the family and a good fit. You are a good fit for Macklin, and you are a good fit for this family because I think you understand that.
I believe I do. And Eliana gives Ilya a hand squeeze back. I think with that I've gotten everything I want out of this scene, and I'm mindful I've had a lot of spotlight in our first hour, and so I would like to yield the floor.
Okay.
I think this is probably not too long after this is when Grim comes down and begins ignoring Ilya.
Sounds about right.
So sort of any point after this would be available if Eliana wants to try to catch their gaze. But I think Grim has been waiting very patiently,
Yep.
uncharacteristically patiently.
Well, she's also like just woken
That's
up,
true.
so
That's
she had
true.
she had other priorities.
She's not waiting. She's lounging by
Yes.
mistake.
Big difference. Big difference.
Yes, as about 10:30 rolls around and you head downstairs.
Yep. She refills her coffee. Also, will grab a couple of strips of bacon. And will sit down across from Ilya and just is seat taken.
No. Not at all.
It's nightfall, and just starts like observing the many envelopes and letters that are sprawled across the table.
Roll me a
Yes.
perception check.
Okay.
Perception or investigation, whichever you prefer. I don't know what sort of rogue you are.
Okay. I mean, both.
All the
but
sorts of rogue.
All the
all the
sorts
sorts.
of
The roguey rogues. It's a 23.
23. A lot of these are not written elegantly. These are written kind of like someone who does not hold a pen well. These are not calligraphed letters. There's a word there that I'm horribly butchering. These are rough. They're on rough paper. They're rough letters.
So she kind of takes in the stack of correspondence, and just sort of like teasing a little bit is like, well, you've certainly got a full morning ahead of you responding to all of this.
You're just mostly sorting at this point. She kind of taps the stack. These ones will be distributed to various strangers I know for handling. These ones I will respond to and let them know that their monster is probably not a monster, but like a fox or a hawk. And I am very sorry for their chickens.
There is a bit of a difference between the two.
And this one, and she'll hold it up, this one I am saving for the Howl Down hunt. I think it will be a good challenge and fun.
The challenge. Oh, actual hunting, right.
It's the second time this morning, yes. Hunting.
Well, you have to understand, when my family went hunting, there was no actual... The whole point of the hunt was to just get drunk on horses and be in very fancy furs.
If you want
We
to
never
get,
actually did any hunting.
if you want to get drunk on horses, just joust. No.
Oh, but... No, jousting actually requires you to have some sort of skill.
So does hunting.
Well, no, not that. Perhaps your kind of hunting.
She's
our kind of
definitely
hunting-
pulling your leg.
Yeah. She starts like explaining, like, no, it doesn't. Then realizes, like, okay. And she kind of like taps her nose knowingly. It's like, still very early for me, Ilya.
I heard.
It was an interesting evening. It's very interesting.
Oh?
Well, there was a cat fight. After Lord Elray proposed to someone that a acquaintance of mine did not approve of, because she wanted to be the recipient of the proposal, and so she lost her temper and went diving at the other woman, and then a few assassins decided to take that as cover and attempt to stab some folks who were in the Xanathar and the Zentarum in attendance, and we stopped it. The would-be assassins were hauled off, and I know not what became of them after that, and I choose not to speculate on that matter. But Elray disappeared for the rest of the night. Apparently she kind of like rolls her eyes here. His assistant decided to take him towards the door, and then instead of going through the door, teleport somewhere else, presumably on the other side of the door. And no one's really heard from him since, but also I don't know if anyone's attempted to reach out to him. Reg said something about kidnapping, which struck me as a bit odd. He claimed to also have no opinion, and I disagree that he had no opinion because he said the word kidnapping.
That sounds like an opinion.
Right? Like gesturing with like a bacon hand. So, I do want to see... Oh, gods, I can't believe I'm saying this. I wonder if it makes sense to stop by El Rey's place to see if he's alright.
It might be worth it.
I was really hoping you wouldn't say that.
If I make it an official mission, would it be less painful or more painful?
50-50.
She shrugs.
I think less painful if it's official, because then it's a job and it has a task, and there's a purpose to it, rather than just I don't have to pretend it's a social call.
All right. I'm officially tasking you and Grim with or at least you, take Grim or any of your party if you'd like, to go check and see if Elray is been murdered or kidnapped, or is safe asleep in his bed after being saved from a bunch of girls.
I certainly hope it's the latter. But I will take this under advisement. Thank you for the relief, I suppose. I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but that's... You know what? It's all right. It's all right. Right, good. Also, we have a request from... Who's sort of also working for Kane Kyrell a little bit.
All right.
Just so... I don't know
Monologue
if Alina's...
token Ilya.
I think it's just, that's a choice. I'm going to see where she goes with this. I want to see where she goes with this. That's the whole monologue. She's
Y'all, thank you.
So, I don't know if Alina's told you that there have been some threats made against some of the Kyrell daughters, including Say.
She tilts her head to the side. Failed to mention that one.
Oh, well, you didn't hear it from me, but there's apparently been some threats made against the Kyrell daughters, including Say, Pyria as well. I don't think anyone's made any threats against Ratha. That seems rather inadvisable, since she looks like she could rip my head off where I stand. And so, Kane took us aside during the party last night and asked us to look into a specific individual who he believes is tied to the threats. What complicates things is that this individual also has a connection to Grimm, and so we accepted the job in hopes that someone else won't.
Under the understanding that you will actually not jump to knives first, probably.
Yes.
Fair enough.
We are not particularly interested in murdering this person outright. We would like to get to the bottom of things. And also, if we are the ones who are under the contract, then presumably that means that no one else is.
She nods. Fair enough. It sounds like a good choice.
So if you hear anything about a young woman named Avalie, connections to both the Zentarum and the Zenithar, please let us know. We have a couple of leads, but any other information would be helpful as well.
Since you are going to go take care of this Elray thing, which is very painful, I will send out some requests.
She nods, kind of like a little bit gratefully. It's like, much appreciated. And then she kind of like leans back in her chair and like pushes herself up and she's like, I suspect I also need to go steal a cask of wine from my family's winery today.
Best of luck. Families can be complicated.
Well, it's one of the leads we have. It's yes. I believe it's called a bribe. Hopefully, it works.
Bribes are excellent. Very useful for getting business done.
So I hear. And she kind of salutes with the remaining inch of bacon that's still in her hand. And then pops it in her mouth and starts heading back to the kitchen with her coffee.
Sure.
Grim does another round of topping off coffee and tea and mimosa and whatever else people are drinking, and continues to not make eye contact with Ilya.
While you're topping off coffee, do you top off Ilya's coffee?
Or yes, without making eye contact. I mean, Grim never quite makes eye contact with Ilya, right? Bangs an eye patch, but head is slightly turned away from her.
You've been perceived.
Oh no.
She doesn't do anything. She just watches you.
That's fine. I'm just gonna roll. Oh, that's pretty good. 24 deception unbothered. I know she could probably beat that if she rolls halfway decently, but they are convincingly unbothered to the vast majority of people who they don't work with.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll retreat to the kitchen.
All right.
Is Corinne also in the kitchen when they retreat?
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna bang my DM.
Deception unbothered.
I'm gonna bang my DM gavel. Make it so.
So she is finishing off the dregs of her coffee and kind of out of the corner of her eye glances towards Grim, and it's just I see you're working your proprietor magic with our guests.
Did I miss someone's glass or mug or something? Is there an empty plate I should have retrieved? They say, and top off her coffee.
Oh, no, nothing so dramatic as that. No, I just mean very clearly ignoring one who wishes your attention.
She does not. They glance back out the door into the tavern space.
Corinne kind of puts a hand on a hip, coffee in the other hand. She's yes, because she comes here for office hours every day. Just as part of the routine that she has. It's never with intentions of encountering any of us.
Well, maybe some of you. I don't have anything I need to talk about.
Oh, no. No, of course not.
I visited her. She knows I visit her when I would like to discuss something. She doesn't have to come here to wait and see if anything comes to me.
Are you afraid of something?
Always. Usually. You know that.
You know what I mean.
Is Ilya back to her work when they glance out into the tavern space?
Yeah, she's not close to the kitchen. She's taken a corner booth. She's not she definitely was quiet when she came in. Took a corner booth, spread out, and is just working.
And is Philip in the kitchen too at this moment in time?
You both entered the kitchen, and he decided he needed to run to the garden for something.
What a good cook. Grim will close the door from the tavern space, which is propped open full time. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
So people think to be walked in and out without anyone needing hands. But they'll close the door and sort of sag back against it. I did visit the other day to ask about Well, several things. The Vistani, I think I told you.
Yes.
And they kind of like laugh at themselves just a little bit. I don't know why it's not like you don't know I asked about ships to Luskan. Not tomorrow, not today, or tomorrow. The next one was several weeks out, I believe. So that's also nothing you don't know.
Would you like to be on that one?
I don't know yet. We have much to do first, before then.
She nods.
And even if we
and
didn't, I don't know. It will be very cold. That doesn't bother me, but
well, nothing a few layers won't help with.
and it's rather a long way. So even if we don't have anything to do, I don't know if I can be away that long.
Are you afraid that the staff won't be able to keep up the tavern?
Like visibly, like this is the excuse that they were going for, and they know as well she just that it's ridiculous because we've been away that long and longer.
Look, Grim, if you're not ready to go, that's all right. You just can say it, you're not ready to go.
Thank you, I know, and thank you. And she won't ask about it, but she'll just sit there and not ask about it, and that might be worse. Not that I want her to ask about it, I don't.
Well, you know that you can't just run from her every time you see her for fear that she brings this thing up or doesn't bring this thing up. I don't know. It's very confusing. Which they're both bad, I suppose. Either way, it doesn't make any sense. It's fine if you want to hide for a day. That's all right. But you do know at some point that we do work for her.
I know. Eventually there'll be something else to talk about.
Speaking of other things to talk about, and Corinne's expression goes a little pained.
Are you all right?
I have apparently been charged with checking in on Lord Elray as a wellness call. To ensure that he... The one with the fish.
Oh, the one who was kidnapped.
Hypothetically, we don't actually know for certain. But I will be stopping by his estate today to ensure that he is in fact alive and well and in one piece, and either alert and awake or recuperating from excessive, I don't know, optimism. I just... whatever it was last night. So I will have to decline the lunch invitation. But do tell Dahlia that I said hello, and I hope that she made the most of her evening.
I certainly will. You want to go to speak with this individual by yourself on purpose?
Well,
Like, expression is incredulous. They don't they don't feel like they don't doubt her, doubt her capabilities, but they definitely doubt her desire to have this conversation.
She kind of looks at them and just like, I have done it before. I would not ask that any of you join me because I know how painful that was for everyone last night. And I can make it quick. And if nothing else, I can find the nearest window and throw myself out it. His house is very short. It'll be fine.
I was going to say if you kill yourself on my birthday, that would ruin my birthday forever.
Oh, I would never.
All right, I do know you're fond of windows.
I suppose we'll have to go. I'm supposed to be more creative since most of his house is underground. So I shall find an alternative route, I suppose. I will just map every possible escape path as I enter.
Grim like looks at her for a moment and like tips their head to the side, sort of thinking, "Hold on, I'll be right back." And they'll open the kitchen door and head out. They're going to trot up to the attic room. They're going to trot back down with the helm of underwater action in their hands, and they will hold it out to her. Here you go.
She takes it. What exactly is this?
It's in case you need to depart by sea.
Oh, I don't think his estate runs to... Well, that would just involve me swimming with the fish in the aquarium. I don't know if it... But thank you. I will... Hopefully I will not need it. But I appreciate the gesture.
I suppose I thought he had some sort of watergate to the harbor. I could have made that up.
Honestly,
Perhaps we'll
it wouldn't surprise me if you did. I just don't think we had eyes on it when we were there. Point of order, does the helm require attunement?
That's a good question. Let's find out.
Because I don't think Corinne can attune to any
It
more
does.
things.
It does.
Alas.
Grim only has 2 attunement items, and I think has not occurred to them that anyone else might be. Oh no, they have 3 now, including this helm.
I mean, Corinne doesn't know. Either of those things, and she doesn't know that the helm requires attunement either. Because what's magic? So she, I think, like, puts it in her satchel, and she's like, well, again, as I said, I hope I will not need it, but thank you for the gesture. And gives him just a quick peck on the cheek, and then heads to the door.
They give her a quick hug, and then we'll let go, and yeah, I think we'll leave the kitchen door open, but we'll remain hiding in the kitchen for a little bit longer before returning to continue. Oh, I remember that. Returning to sort of continue to do tavern things.
Yeah.
Until it is time to leave for Dahlia's.
Erebus, were you gonna go do office hours? Alrighty. That's fine. And Erebus, were you gonna do office hours?
Yeah, I was gonna do office hours. Presumably while this is happening, Erebus heads over to sit with Ilya, and says, do you mind if I sit here for a minute?
Of course. Go ahead. My ears are open. You have my attention.
Thank you. I was mostly wondering what the status is of this faction meeting. If you've been able to make any progress.
I have, actually. I have a date for you.
Oh, wonderful. When are we having it?
It's going to be a little bit. It will be on... Hammer 7th.
Okay. Oh dear.
I'm going to be, actually, sorry. I forgot it's like Nighthall 8th. Give me a moment.
It is Nighthall 8th.
That makes
We have to
I was
be.
like,
give me
that's
a
a whole month from now.
We're supposed to be in Kars on
Yeah.
Nighthall 20th. And that's the only thing we have a date for, other than Grim assumes we'll visit Sheridan's Grove while we're up there.
20th. See, I'm planning in like human out of character weeks, and I'm like, oh yeah, it would take about 3 weeks, and I'm like, oh wait, no.
That's years in game, not literally years.
Yeah, close though.
Sometimes.
So we're gonna scrub that back a little bit. Scrub
Okay.
back the tape and pretend that I actually had looked at my notes.
Time is the weirdest.
Time is the weirdest soup. Nighthall 15th.
Oh, okay. That's
It'll-
not ideal, I imagine, but it's better than I expected.
It won't be at the Court
Thank
of
you for the
Miracles, though.
Oh, okay. Where will it be?
Um, I will keep you posted as to the location.
Oh,
It's complicated.
is this potentially going to be a not in Waterdeep location?
It will be in Waterdeep. It will definitely be in Waterdeep.
Okay.
There's some debate about whether it will be at, like, there are some private rooms at the Griffin we could use, or, you know, something more or less fancy, more or less open, etc., etc.
More or less, like more or less unlikely to get people accidentally murdered.
That is one too.
Yeah, sorry about that. I considering the whole Xanathars versus the Zents conflict right now, and the fact that we almost had 2 assassinations last night.
That is not helping negotiations.
I suppose it's no. I imagine it's not. But yeah, that's been there's a few things on my mind. That's only one of them. So okay.
For what it's worth, there is a place called the Grand Salé in the North Ward, in between the North Ward and the Sea Ward, that I am advocating as the location.
Okay. Great. I'll look forward to hearing more information. I'll just let everybody know that we have a date, I guess. Thank you for all the work that you've done to negotiate that. It's been a lot of work, I imagine, considering you were trying to get this done more than a week ago.
The good news is that these only happen like once in a lifetime. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Well, depending on how long your life is.
She laughs and takes a sip of her coffee. Maybe twice for you.
But yes, thank you. Maybe twice for me. It's true. But yeah, how are Alina and Say doing today? Have you seen them yet?
I just very quickly dropped Penny off this morning. We were watching her last night.
Oh, how's Penny?
Oh, a delight. I love her. She is very smart.
She's great, yeah.
Very clever.
Awesome. Sounds like she fits in well.
We've already started on flute lessons.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, that is a complicated instrument.
That's the one she chose, so.
That somehow doesn't surprise me. Okay. But yes, I'm sorry I interrupted. Alina and Say, are they okay?
Yeah, they're fine. I was not aware that Say was under threats from a unknown target. That is good to know.
Yeah.
It was mostly.
We
It was
just
not
found that out, actually.
Yeah, it was not a long visit. It was mostly like, hello, I love you. Here's Penny. Oh, by the way, I adopted Eliana.
Oh, I do remember that happening last night.
So.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I love that for her.
She will be a good addition to the family.
Excellent. That's great. I'm excited for that. Eliana's a good friend.
Seems like they could have mentioned the updated security risk, but hey, there we go.
Well,
priorities.
I haven't known Say for very long, but it does seem like she's the type to not make a big deal out of it if she feels like it's not necessary, which doesn't surprise me given what I know about her family, but also
I have known Say for like 2 weeks. I think that if she was actively on fire, she would not want to make a big deal out of it, so it didn't bother anybody.
Yeah, that sounds like Say. It's a good thing that she has Alina to help temper that a little bit, but it's I don't know. I worry about other people, which is easier than worrying about myself, I suppose, but that's neither here nor there.
Sorry, Merlin's getting put in detention.
Oh
No
no.
worries. Oh no.
Sorry, I should say Baby Strahd is getting put in detention.
Was Merlin playing the part of Strahd?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay. She nods to you. I will keep that tendency in mind.
Yeah, and which is not to say that I don't think she can take care of herself. She clearly can. I've seen her in action.
Well, when you make a habit of not making a big deal when you need help, you get good at being able to take care of everything all by yourself, even if it sucks. And I am not saying that's from
too much of a-
experience or anything.
Of course not. Why would you?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's too much for one person to handle. Even if that person is a very talented and capable elf.
I'll follow up on that thread.
Okay, but you didn't hear it from me. I don't.
I never hear
don't mean
anything
to,
from I never hear anything from anyone. I just know.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. But yes, thank you so much. I will let everybody know that the meeting will be on the 15th, and that we can expect to hear where the place is going to be before then. And then it's definitely going to be in Waterdeep, so we won't have to travel unexpectedly, which will be good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And awesome. All right. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you around.
Of course. If you will get bored, come find me and we can play a very fun game of pick a card.
Oh, that sounds fun.
She holds
All right.
up. She
I might take
actually.
you up on that.
She takes a stack of envelopes that are on the table and fans them out.
Ooh, okay. Hang on.
What happens?
No, I don't know.
Probably a pet.
All right, sorry about that. Trinity came back with Echo right when we were wrapping that up.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, so we were just wrapping up that conversation, and there was cards?
The envelopes.
Envelopes.
Envelopes, okay. All right, Erebus is extremely curious about this, and picks one.
All right. Have fun with that. She closes the fan of envelopes, puts it in her pocket. is a mission.
Okay. Erebus will.
It's homework now.
It's a mission. Okay.
That is a fun one.
All right.
You can actually take care of it on your way to Karsk, I think.
Oh right, we were doing that, weren't we? Sorry, it was a bit of a night. All right. Thank you for the gift. I'll take a look.
Have fun.
All right. Erebus waves to her and gets up again and opens the envelope on her way away from the table.
Alrighty.
I'm so excited to find out.
I need to roll some dice. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Pre-rolling a not so random encounter. Which
This is fun.
monster we get?
Pulling up my... It's mostly the location that I want to be sure of now that I've...
Mhm.
I'm like, okay,
Something
wait,
on the-
I need to
on the
actually
way
make
to or
sure
from,
that
yeah.
is in fact. Alright, Karsk is up there. I need a searchable map. Like I type in the word in it.
The Sword Coast one is
It is searchable!
kind of, yeah.
How did I not?
Yeah.
It does exactly
It's
what
a
I needed
little-
it to. It just zooms me
it's
into
a
the right
little
spot.
fiddly. Yeah, like you can't just hit, like you have to, like there's like one extra click or something like that. But yes, you have the power.
Alrighty. North of Waterdeep, in the town of Belliard, they are noticing large tracks, and the wizard has written for help, as he believes it is a yeti.
Oh. Okay. Erebus glances back at Ilya and then glances toward the kitchen and glances toward wherever Eliana might be at this point. And pockets the envelope. She's like, okay, we can, take care of this later. I'll mention it next time we have a group meeting.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
You only get one card.
Have a good morning. Let me. Okay. I think this one's enough for now. But, never a dull moment, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Erebus gives her a bit of a salute and then heads in search of. I don't know. Another snack, maybe.
You're gonna head to the
If
kitchen?
Corinne is on her way out of the tavern at this point, or she would run into her, but also if she's already gone, that's also fine.
I think that they are in the kitchen having a conversation while you have this one.
Okay.
So Corinne maybe pops out at about the same time as that Erebus'
As Erebus
conversation
gets
is
up.
wrapping up.
Yeah.
Okay. So Erebus is pocketing the envelope during this, and sees Corinne's like, oh hey, are you on your way out?
I am. I have been tasked with a wellness check on Lord Elray to ensure that he is neither dead nor missing.
Oh yes, that was a thing that happened last night. Would you mind if I tagged along?
She looks a little surprised at the fact that anyone willingly would go seek Lord Elray. And it's just like, I certainly won't stop you, but you know what you're entering this with full sound mind and body. You're not still hungover, are you?
No, Eliana took care of that earlier. No, I just remembered that we were potentially going to look into that, and I know he's a bit of a character, but if I can help, I'd be happy to.
All right. You said yes to this, and heads to the door.
I feel like this is
Erebus
the
is like,
second
"Is
time
it
that's happened in
that
10 minutes.
I mean, this is fine. This is
Team
just
awkward
Erebus'
is
morning
best.
now.
Yeah, Team Awkward is less bothered by or aware of Elvade's annoyingness than Team Socially Adept.
True. Erebus barely even saw him. She remembers the fish more.
And Grim wasn't listening to him. They were other than bare minimum.
Yeah,
Delightful.
go Team Awkward.
Oh. It sounded like sort of if Eliana still wants to catch Grim's eye, it sounds like there would be like eventually they would emerge from the kitchen. But I would like to have them check with Calendra's super first if that's
Sure.
amenable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be brief. We'll find out.
Kalindra, we'll say Kalindra heads up from the cellar, looks at the fact that Philip is gone, and the door is closed, and just kind of shrugs.
Question for you.
Yeah?
How did it go with the hag, Karis?
Good. She gave me a good deal. Not an excellent deal, but a good deal.
Does she look disappointed?
Like,
Does
she lacks the usual cat that ate the canary look that she often gets when she is, when she gets an excellent deal. But she does not look upset. So
okay.
it looks like when you told Karis, don't let her. Karis was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Grim looks a little like complicated, like a little guilty and a little relieved. Very good. I'm sure you can parlay it into an excellent deal if you want, but very good in the meantime. Well done. Thank you. Is there anything else? When we got back last night, Philip mentioned when I came looking for food that we were out of most things. I assume he means because we sold out very well and supplies will be coming in. But is there anything you need or anything that we are having trouble stocking? Or do I need to do anything as the owner of the place is what I mean.
1 minute, and she will head downstairs, and a couple moments later come back up and hand you some papers. Just sign off on these.
Grim will look at the papers.
Looks to be some sort of tax paperwork. And like some sort of like regular tithing things, you know, the nitty gritty that the owner has to sign off on, but Kalindra probably has well in hand.
Yeah.
It's like your food license, things like that. License to serve.
Grim nods and will like they're gonna read through everything with like 60 to 70% comprehension probably at this point. And will, assuming everything looks on the up and up, will autograph in the appropriate places. Very good. And your office is still suiting you?
I like it.
Excellent. I don't think Philip has gone far. Kun and I were discussing something, and I believe he chose to make himself scarce before I could ask him to make himself scarce.
Oh.
But I did not send him away, and he did not quit, as far as I'm aware.
Good on him. Ember probably still heard whatever you were talking about, but she shrugs.
I forgot about the fire.
The fire is sentient and spies on you.
I'm gonna look over at Ember. Is she like lounging in the cauldron? Is she in the oven? What you doing, Ember?
She is. The oven is like closed. But you do see an eye like peek out at you, like, hey.
Well, that's on me, really. All right, we did come into sort of half addressing Kalindra and half addressing the oven. We did come into, I suppose, Ember's. I am going to feel very awkward in my own kitchen if I begin to think of it as Ember's bedroom. We will think of the oven, Ember, if that is acceptable to you. We think of that as your bedroom, and will not invade it.
She'll kind of
But I do still
poke
have
her
to be able
head
to come
out.
into the kitchen. Does
Can
that feel reasonable?
can the oven be my office and the big fireplace be my bedroom? That is more comfortable.
As it suits you. All the places that the fire go, I suppose, would be yours to choose between.
She gives a firm nod at that. That is fine.
Grim has the sort of expression of they kind of can't believe they're asking this, but is there do you need improvements to any of your spaces?
No, I am being very well taken care of.
Transparently relieved. Very good. All right. I will need to. I was going to say I need to leave now, and it sounded like I was trying to avoid you all, which is not the case this time. I really do need to be somewhere else for lunch, somewhere specific to meet someone specific. It's not getting better as I talk about it. So now I really do need to leave on all accounts. But thank you very much, all of you.
Calendra gives you a nod. Ember waves to you and kind of closes the door on the oven.
They just sort of shake their head a little bit and will stroll out. I think if Eliana still wants to catch them, this would be a fine time.
Yeah, I think that she's going to go for it. Grim, can I borrow you for not very long? I know it looks like you're on your way somewhere.
I need to be in the dock ward for late lunch, but Dahlia will be later than I am, regardless. So,
Won't be long at all.
all right.
Two things. One of them, whoever's idea Keisha's is, I loved it.
I am very glad I can. I'm gonna roll an insight check real quick.
Sure.
15. That feels good enough to have a reasonable guess. Was this a Calendra thing?
It was either Calendra or Philip really likes cats.
Okay.
Feels like almost knowing that he is also kind of in love with his fire, the fire that lives in his oven. He might be a cat guy.
I would. If you want to pass that along, I would start with Calendra, I think, and May. I can't swear to it. It may have been Philip. But she will know, and it will be easier to start with her, and then move along if need be, rather than the other way around. I think. You think it will sell, don't you? Do people know who Keisha's? We know who Keisha's, but
I think she has a way of making herself known when she wants to. I think it'll sell.
Grim nods. Very
And
good.
it is your tavern.
What was that?
And it is your tavern.
She's
Was
not
that-
my cat, though.
Oh no.
Oh, you meant. Thank you for the compliment, I think.
Yes.
They nod solemnly, like working very hard at taking this on board. No, they finally gotten to the point of what you were trying to say.
She grins.
So that's one.
Yes. And then two is getting to Kars in the next 2 weeks.
They nod.
What thoughts have you I would be interested whenever you have thoughts about how to get there for it and what those thoughts are. Doesn't have to be now.
Very good. I will certainly let the group know as things develop. It is a bit off still, so I haven't worked on it very hard yet. But
Of course.
we'll do.
Only that I think if we were to be going there the long way, we'd have to be leaving very soon. So, yeah. And I know that's something that you're thinking about for this mission, so thank you.
They nod. I sort of half smile. I've seen the map. Like, it's not reproach. It's sort of lightly teasing.
Mm-hmm. She smiles back. You have.
So, options. Certainly present them once I have some.
She nods to them. Thank you. I will see you another time then.
Very good. You were already out today, yeah?
Yeah,
How is it, the weather?
it was brisk this morning, but I've been a few hours. I'm sure it's warmed up a bit.
Did it feel like it would rain?
No,
Very good, thank you.
she nods to them.
And they will nod back and head to the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so we have a group going to Elrays.
Sure do.
You.
Very excited about it.
Indeed.
Talking about
Are we
anything
doing that
on
first?
Yeah, we're gonna do that first. Are you talking about anything on your way there, or just?
Okay.
It is cold out. It is starting to get very
Yeah.
cold. Like,
Uh,
not like
Nope, fair enough.
oh my
Yep.
god, why am I outside? But definitely like, my nose is a little. Your nose is like cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corinne has a pair of like fur-lined boots that she has not yet broken out, but is now considering like,
Yeah,
it might be time.
it's that cold. It's the cold where you're like, ooh, I think I need to switch into my actual winter stuff.
Yep, time to break out the winter wardrobe.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah. Which Erebus does not yet have. She has kind
Oh,
of
no.
because she does usually stay somewhere for the winter, but usually it's her home. As long as she can stand it. So she doesn't have her heavy duty stuff with her. She has more of her all weather
Mm-hmm.
garb in her bag. So she's layered up and shivers a little bit and is just like, I really need to see about getting some new clothes. Whew.
Oh,
It's brisk out today.
Do you not have winter attire with you?
Not with me, no. I pack light. I was just telling Eliana that I was thinking about putting in an order for some more pieces, considering I'm going to be here for the winter.
Ah, indeed. Well, Waterdeep does get that, since that coastal wind that comes in pretty aggressively sometimes, which makes things worse in the winter in a lot of ways.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I would absolutely put the order in sooner than later, because I'm certain that a lot of others will have similar thoughts, and we'll probably have fewer pieces
Oh.
to replace.
Yes. No, that's a good point. I will see about getting it done as soon as we're done here. You're not looking forward to this visit. I can maybe guess a little bit why. I haven't heard favorable reports of this person, but
Oh, the man is
Um,
just... every interaction with him requires more emotional labor than should reasonably be acceptable for a human interaction.
I see. Well, he did bring a fish to a party in a bubble of water. So
And I'm sure
that doesn't surprise me.
Well, and apparently his whole thing is he's very sensitive. He gets very upset easily. Which is, all of that is fine and well and good on its own, but for it to be my job to dance around it and to attend to him when he has those moments, that's just... Sir, you have had far too many people around you say yes to you throughout your life. And you're an elf, so God knows how many years that's been.
Oh gosh, I know. Could be any length of time, honestly. Well, then I'm glad you let me come with you for moral support, if nothing else. I can't claim to be very good at talking to people I don't know, as we all discovered last night. But
you should be fine as long
and
as
in case he's not there.
Yes. You should be fine as long as you just smile, nod, say, "Oh, of course, my lord. Yes. Oh, how terrible, my lord. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, my lord." And just, be disgustingly ingratiating, and we should be fine.
Okay, I'll do my best. That might be a little bit difficult for me, but I can definitely manage smiling and nodding.
And that's honestly the best we can do. This is all assuming that he's here. Maybe he's not here, and then we have a different problem on our hands.
Yes, that's what I'm worried about. I just keep thinking about how Reg described the manner in which they left. I just think that's entirely unnecessary, not just because the door was in fact right there, but you don't... It just seems like it's not really a good use of that sort of magic if there wasn't a need for it, if that makes sense.
Well, nobody ever smelled brimstone and thought, "Oh, a lovely reassuring scent."
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
They don't make brimstone candles. There's no brimstone incense.
No.
Nobody washes their laundry with brimstone.
Yeah. I mean, maybe some people, and I'm not here to comment on other people, but it does seem like a choice.
I will absolutely comment on those other people and say if they're washing their laundry with brimstone, gods, what in nine hells are you doing? You're gonna smell like rotten eggs everywhere you go.
Yeah. No, that's a choice I don't think should be normal, and it isn't for a reason. So, yeah, it just that alone makes me think that there's something up, and maybe it's not that Elray was kidnapped, but something else is going on. But it just seems entirely unnecessary unless there was actually a purpose.
Indeed. It's an awfully hasty way to leave when... Again, the bloody door's right. I'm apparently going to be mad about this for another week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, logistics are... I don't know. People are weird.
Certainly are.
But yes, so we'll get to his house, and he'll either be there or he won't, and we'll go from there.
And she nods and I think is very focused the rest of the way to Elray's.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you head to Elray's. A butler answers the door and gives you a little bow.
Good afternoon. So I wanted to... we were at an event with your master last night, and he departed rather abruptly, and so just wanted to ensure that he made it home safely and is well.
Right. I just got here this morning for my shift. My apologies. I am happy to check on that. May I
Oh,
show you
if
to?
you-
May I show you to the study or the parlor?
Oh, yes, absolutely. The parlor would be lovely.
He nods, and will motion you in. Closes the door behind you. Leads you
Yep.
to a well-appointed parlor. There's some stuffed chairs. There's like there's a fireplace. There's, a couple of instruments around. There's some portraits on the wall. You both have massive perception checks, don't you? Or passive perceptions, right?
We sure do.
Yep,
This is
I think it's 18 and 20. Yeah.
correct.
this is the crew who does who pays attention.
Team
Situational
perception.
team situational awareness.
Yep.
Perfect.
Elian also has a disgusting passive.
Yeah,
It
Eliana
really
does.
is just grim.
Grim and Alina can hang out and not notice anything together.
Perfect.
I love that for them.
Yeah, you notice a portrait on the wall it's dramatic and kind of stunning. It is a figure, definitely another sea elf, blue skin, kind of light aqua hair, kind of glaring out from this painting. They have like black makeup around their eyes, and they're holding a pair of hand axes crossed across their chest.
I would like to inspect this painting
Interesting.
Yeah.
to see if, like, is there any hidden doors around it? Are there, like, is this a spy painting? Where, like,
Roll me an
Someone
Someone looking
observed-
at us from the other side.
It
Yeah.
definitely catches your eye. This is not a subtle painting, and it seems to be kind of in a place of prominence in the room. Yeah, roll me an investigation check to check out the painting.
okay. Oh no, that's an 8. No, I'm gonna burn a luck point. And roll it again.
Oh,
no.
Sometimes luck is like that.
Cool
You
painting.
know what? We're gonna
Oh, go ahead.
burn one more. We'll burn one more.
Sure.
Save one. Oh no!
Oh my god!
No.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Just not meant to be.
Apparently.
Oh man.
Oh, weird painting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Looks kind of like El Rey, but they're both blue.
Way more intense than El Rey, but
Way more.
no, a different kind of intense than El Rey.
Right. It is in fact similarly intense, just different manners.
God. You know what? Erebus is also going to investigate the painting just for funsies.
Yeah. I won't always allow pile-ons for failed checks, but for this one, yes. Please investigate the painting.
And please roll at least double digits that can possibly be arranged.
Okay. Here we go.
I want it to be a 2,
Oh,
though.
good. We have a decent investigation.
Nice. Yeah, so there's no name on the painting, which seems odd, but below the painting there is like kind of like set into the frame a kind of like, I don't know, medallion sort of. Like it's in a contrasting color. It's definitely made to like stand out. And you notice that there is a set of crossed axes with a handprint in a woven circle.
Uh-huh.
You can roll me a history check. If you don't recognize it
Okay,
from that description, you can roll me a history check.
All right. I the pilot do not. So, oh, there we go.
Sure.
Man, Erebus.
Erebus is actually rolling well today. Maybe I should just use roll 20 from now on.
So you guys
Okay.
all should have the thing
Oh,
pop up in front of you.
Yes.
Middle left is the symbol.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say, I swear I was typing that without the window that popped up in, and I feel very clever and I'm proud of myself. So rarely do I catch that sort of thing in real time. That's all. humble brag over.
Erebus lets out an O of surprise and then looks at, like, tugs her own medallion out of her from underneath her tunic and looks at it and looks at the medallion on the painting and looks between them a couple of times. Oh. Interesting.
What?
Look at this. And she points to the medallion.
And DM, this medallion is the figure in the painting is wearing it? Or
Both. The figure in the
Okay.
painting is wearing one, as well as so I misspoke when I said medallion. It's basically a bas relief in the frame.
Okay.
Sure. But is it in the same style as the imprints on the
Yeah,
medallions?
definitely.
Okay. So yeah, so that it looks just familiar enough to Erebus that she's like, there's a thing. This is interesting.
Okay. That's also on the figure in the painting. Okay.
So the figure is wearing a medallion as well, sort of recreating the pose.
The figure is wearing a medallion, recreating the pose, and on the frame the symbol is once again kind of etched into the frame.
Thank you. That should be just enough clues for us to catch on.
Maybe.
I appreciate it so much.
Rule of 3.
Did you happen to look at any of the other coffins when you were in the City of the Dead? I only looked at the one that lit up for me.
Oh. No, I can't remember if she looked.
I don't think anybody looked at them in any depth. At least it
We-
wasn't.
No, but you
discussed.
have been studying the book.
You have been.
We have been studying the books, yes. So we
Oh, that's
do
right.
have
You
that
read the book start to
context.
finish. I
Yes.
did not.
Yeah, Corinne.
Yeah.
Corinne read the book pretty extensively. Okay, so she would know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That is the symbol of the one of the 12.
Okay, so I wasn't just imagining a similarity. It is there.
Why is it here?
That's a good question. It seems like maybe this person had a medallion?
Corinne just is studying very intensely for a few moments and then visibly like her expression goes kind of resigned and it's just like, oh gods, now I actually need to talk to El Rey.
Sorry, I suppose.
It's fine. It can't be actually it must be a relative. It must be it's a distant relative. Elves live forever, or not forever, but for a very long time. And El Rey is clearly a descendant and is not that, pointing at the painting.
Does there happen to be a date on the painting?
You look over the painting. I'm gonna let that. I'll let that 21 ride. You do see.
Okay.
You do see on the painting. There is a date from about 300 to 500 years ago. Like I'll say 450 years ago. Let's go that way.
Okay. So then I relay this to Corinne. It does seem like it could be. This painting was from several hundred years ago.
I refuse to believe that, 1, El Rey is 450 years old, 2, that he ever knew how to wield a pair of axes.
Well, I mean, elves look sort of ageless after a certain point. She just kind of shrugs and gestures to herself. But that's neither here nor there, I suppose. We don't know until we talk to him.
Exactly. I will continue to believe that it is a relative until I hear otherwise from his own mouth.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. And Erebus is just like, this is another one of those things where, this is a sensitive point for some reason, but not having really interacted with Elray, she isn't sure exactly how. She has some information, but she hasn't actually met the guy. So she's willing to like trust Corinne's opinion of him.
Corinne has very strong opinions about a lot of things.
It's true. In the week and a half that she's known Corinne, she has picked up that much.
Yep. There's
So
not a lot of halfway things.
Yeah.
No
feels about.
half measures.
Nope.
Well, first we'll have to see if he's actually here.
Indeed. Where on earth is his butler?
You hear a polite cough behind you.
It's like, oh, perfect timing.
I am sorry to report that Elray has not returned yet. Lord Elray is unfortunately out at the moment.
May I ask if his... I realize this may be a delicate question, and I apologize in advance. Has his bed been slept in?
Oh, I can ask the maids if it was made this morning, and he will kind of... He actually doesn't have a bed. It's an elven household. We don't really do beds here, but I will check
yes,
with the
of
maids.
Yes, wherever his reclining
His trance
space
spot is. Yes.
Yes. If it's been disturbed.
Yes.
Right. I will go check with the maids. And he hops out of the room.
That doesn't sound encouraging.
I should agree. I think the next question is, what do we... Asking the butler if he knows anything about this. What was his name again? Scarlet? Scarin. Scarin.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think the next thing we should ask is if Scarin is here.
Wait a second. If Elray is descended of one of the 12, there was something that was said about the blood of the 12. Blood of the 12. Corinne all of a sudden just starts searching her memory as I start searching my notes.
Yep, that's the thing. Good memory, Corinne.
Good job.
Yep.
There were 3 separate plotlines happen at the party.
I'm so delighted.
Yay!
I love this bullshit. Thank you, Heather.
What exactly was said about the blood of the 12?
The blood of 12.
I haven't had a chance to read the dossier yet.
No, so the first encounter that we had several weeks ago, the night of the Caring Hands School fundraiser, it was like Kyron Hawkwinter was kidnapped by some ostensibly cultists of the old ones, and we rescued her, but as we were approaching, the cultists were chanting something about the blood of the 12. And a potential theory that's never been confirmed is that Kyron Hawkwinter may be descended of one of the 12 of Tiamat. Her parents are not her blood parents. The Hawkwinter the former Lord and Lady Hawkwinter were not her direct relatives. She was adopted. We don't know who her birth parents were.
Oh no.
So if Elray is descended from one of the 12, and this Scarin person has stolen him away, he may actually be in grave danger. Shit, alright. This escalated very quickly. Oh, gods. Oh. If you... How fast can you run?
Let's check. Let's find out. Erevis's speed is 35.
Okay.
But she also has land stride.
What is
So
land
she can
stride?
get through. It's the one that lets you get through obscurements in the terrain.
Ooh. So one of the two of us should excuse ourselves, and oh dear, Lunge didn't agree with me or something. We need to find someone who can. We need to find Grim. Grim can reach out to Lord Elray. They're the
Where
only
is
one
Grim?
They were going to go to the dock ward for lunch with Dahlia. I can go. I know. I have a few ideas of where they might be meeting. I can move pretty fast as well. Unless you'd rather stay here. Whichever one is fine. But I think we need to move.
Right. You go. I'll make the best of it here.
All right.
The butler does appear. No, it was assumed he was going to one of the after parties after the Corral party. They're very infamous for lasting well into the morning and next day.
Sure,
Yes,
Sure.
of course.
Really
How could I
quick
have
question:
forgotten?
Has Mr. Scarron returned?
No, poor man's probably next to Elray.
Great. All right, let's go.
Thank you so much for your time. This has been very helpful. Lovely home.
Do you have a calling card or something you'd like to leave?
Yes, actually. Corinne, of course, would have calling cards.
Yeah, Corinne would definitely have calling cards.
Yep. She pulls one out. She hands
Of
it to him. She's like, if
Erebus
you...
is like, should I get calling cards?
And she's like, if he returns,
That's another thing.
please
She's
let
like, eh.
if he returns, please let him know that we would like to hear from him as soon as possible, just to ensure that he indeed had a most eventful evening, and regrets that we missed him. Thank you so much, and like starts like ushering Erebus.
Yeah, Erebus is like already halfway toward the door.
Sure.
Yep.
But she'll pause at the door for Corinne to catch up because Corinne knows where they're going and she doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So Corinne
Okay.
will start taking off towards the dock ward.
Sure.
What's Corinne's speed?
So fun fact. Corinne,
Corinne's a rogue, so like 60 feet per
Yeah.
round.
Yeah, so so her speed is 30 feet, but she can also bonus action dash, so 90
Okay.
feet.
Yeah,
cool.
90 feet.
Effectively.
Rogues are great.
Okay. Cool. Great and fun.
I always multi-class into rogue.
All right. So when Erebus notices that Corinne, because I would like to submit that with a passive perception of 18, she notices that Corinne is not running as fast as she can run. She will say, "Where are you going? I'll catch up."
I think Corinne will start with naming the Tangled Anchor, which is the
Okay.
bar that Dahlia typically... It's the bar that she manages.
Okay.
So starting there, and then we'll split... From there, we can split up and divide and conquer.
Okay, you get there. I'll catch up.
All right. And takes off running.
All
Full
right.
speed this time.
So, Graham, you're enjoying a relaxed walk towards Dahlia's.
Yeah, just strolling towards Dahlia's place, yeah, like probably moving with some purpose.
Yeah, it's
just
cold
to
out.
Try to stay warm.
Yeah.
Well, as warm as Grim gets, but yeah, otherwise just. And I think I will be home to today after the party go lunch. Yeah, I think Grim is heading for Dahlia's home specifically.
She has a little
the-
apartment in like a couple like it's one of those like this was a large house but is now several apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
do I
I'm gonna
still
send
have a
you
key?
a question. Yeah, you still have a
Oh.
key. I'm gonna question because I don't. It's not in the Dramatis Personae, and I don't know if it's been established. Does Dahlia have kids? I think that you mentioned it once, but I'm not 100%
Yes,
sure.
Dahlia has kids. There's 3 kids. There's a side chat somewhere with their exact ages. I don't remember what the exact ages are, other than that they're like little. I think
Okay.
I think the twins are like under 2, and then I think there is one who overlapped with when she was dating Grim, although it's not a Grim kid.
Okay.
So there's like a 5-year-old and then like 2-year-old twins, probably.
Wonderful.
Close
We'll
enough
run
for
with
Grim
that.
Grimware.
Yeah.
Excellent. I don't remember if they have names, and if you want to give them new names, those will be their canon names now. Grim was going to ask if they were home, if they were even home, so we'll find out.
Well, they're
find that
home.
together. Delightful.
You let
Everybody's
yourself
home.
in,
Yeah.
and
Grim
it
lets
is
himself in. Yeah.
noisy chaos. One of the older child, whose name is, I'm gonna pull up a name generator right now.
Delightful.
Human name generator. Thank you. Okay, no, those are not human names. Those are random letters that you have smashed together.
That's a dwarvish name generator.
Not even, like, it's like, Verkid Cliff Surge.
No.
No. Galleon.
Delightful.
The 5-year-old. Wearing some rough trousers, playing on a toy lute, singing some sort of song that you're pretty sure, like, it's like 3 removed from a very body drinking song. Meanwhile, Evie and Isaac.
Good kid names.
Oh, I'm putting these in the wrong chat. Rob is gonna be so confused.
Those are Coasties names now. We can't have them.
Well, I was telling him about the most recent developments.
Delightful.
Alrighty. Evie and Isaac are accompanying their brother the best they can with wooden spoons on an overturned stock pot. It is so loud. No one is wearing shirts. It is very warm in the room, though.
To make Bosun, to let Bosun be visible, and Bosun will flutter down to like begin marching in circles and figures of eight around the kids, singing along with his chainsaw. Chainsaw noise.
Dahlia sticks her head out of the kitchen and gives you a wave.
Grim will wave back, approach the kitchen, like scruff. I think Evie and Isaac are probably below hand scruffing level, but will like scruff Galleon's hair a little bit as they go past.
Mm-hmm.
Will not otherwise interrupt them. Good afternoon. Hello. Are they starting a band? Will they be busking next time I visit the Anchor?
I don't make promises, but this seemed to keep them occupied for a full half hour, and I'll take it.
Did you teach them the song, or did they pick that up somewhere else?
I think it's just a hazard of living where we do.
It seems to be evolving in quite an interesting direction.
They're definitely taking it, they definitely have some artistic interpretations.
Probably just as well. How are you?
Good. Thankfully not hungover. I realized I was going to be dealing with that cacophony, and...
Well, you are a professional.
I am a professional. It was a good evening, other than the, assassinations, but it's nice to see that even the even the upper class has to deal with, the occasional bar fight.
Oh, they were barely assassinations. They
Really?
tried, but not very hard, apparently.
I've seen worse.
And recently, I suppose, although not firsthand. Can I attempt to insight whether she is, like, how late she got in?
Yeah, sure.
Like it's late lunch. She could have
Yeah.
had a good sleep regardless. Not 20. Why is this the thing that I'm only not sure on?
Because
26.
it's importantest.
I know Dahlia.
You know Dahlia. She looks like she got in maybe 2 or 3. She looks like it's like an average day for her. And an average day for her means closing up at about 3 in the morning. So, so she looks the correct amount of tired for having gone to bed when expected. But that's not quite a normal hour for me.
Yeah. So did I miss anything exciting after I left? Any more assassinations or anything else?
No assassinations. I think everyone kind of broke off to go to their own after parties. Do you want something to drink?
Oh no, I would like to hear the rest of the story. Like leaning against the wall, like settling in for story time, visibly settling in for story time.
Visibly settling in for story time. Right, so,
like shit-eating grin.
Well, I went with, Nimue and Lord Argent, and, what is Nimue's, who,
I don't think we ever got the other person's name.
Yeah, she's trying to remember, and Mayholt, and, we actually had a very pleasant walk. We rode out with some other groups to Deepwater Isle and had a very lovely walk on the beach, and got in this morning.
Very good. Seem to have had a very productive party then. Well done.
She gives a nod.
Thank you for coming along.
It was a lot of fun.
I would apologize for abandoning you, but I believe you abandoned me first, so that's all right.
I think that we both know each other well enough now that I was not expecting you to escort me around and introduce me to everyone.
Oh gods, no, I'm not the right person for that.
No, truly not.
But I was glad you were there, regardless.
I'm glad I was there too.
I don't want to change the subject abruptly.
Oh, do it.
Are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me first?
Not at the moment.
Nothing else I should ask?
Nothing yet.
That's none of my business, but I should still ask.
Okay,
all right.
On is a very polite gentleman. And
who?
Lord Argent.
Ah. Very good. I really was going to introduce you, you know.
I know. That's why I introduced myself to him.
Grim, nods, gives her one finger gun. So you will tell me if there is anything that I should know, and otherwise I will not pester you excessively.
When there is something to know, I will let you know.
Brilliant. In the vein of other things that you may know that I do not, have you and Dahlia would also know Grim's relationship with Abilene. Like she would know everything, basically everything that's in their backstory.
Yeah.
That they know. Have you heard I feel like I keep asking you this. You are being who you are and working where you do. Have you heard the name Abilene as of late? Within the last year, say?
Not recently, no.
Before then? Other than from me?
Maybe a year or two ago, popping up here and there as petty thief, occasional enforcer.
Grim nods. Slowly. Alright, that makes sense. I don't want to be too specific. I don't know enough to be specific, even if I wanted to, which I don't.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear the name...
Perk up?
Perk up, please. Listen. let me know about that too,
Will do.
if you don't mind.
Keep an ear out for you.
Please. I'm gonna like hold up 3 fingers. One more, and then we can have a pleasant lunch
One more then.
and teach them another song.
Good plan.
We're friends, yeah?
Yeah, we're friends.
Grim nods, sort of. It's like a decisive nod. There was a sort of confirmation, not really a question. I thought so. And we've been friends, yeah, all along.
Of course.
And it was not particularly strange, was it? For you at any point?
Maybe a little bit challenging at the beginning, but no. It could be hard to get to know you, but that's just...
I beg your pardon?
Oh, come on now. But
But,
I like a
yes,
challenge.
You do. I appreciate that about you very much.
I'm a bartender. It takes... I like someone who I can't read in a moment.
We're very rare. And I appreciate someone who pays attention enough to read me. Even if it makes me uncomfortable. That part was uncomfortable, but not unpleasant. I don't know how. You could be friends. Again, with someone.
Oh, all right.
Not Corinne. That's all. That's all. Not. I mean, you were there.
Mhm.
Well, she also was. She also abandoned me. As she does at parties, which is correct and good. But it's not. I'm talking too much about that, which is not a problem. You don't need to worry. You weren't worried. They like opened their mouth again to continue protesting and then just closed it. Corinne is very well.
That's good.
And that is all very well. There was like a bit of a visible light bulb moment and like a sort of a grin. They smile a little bit silly. She told her brother about me.
Wow, that's a lot for her. Congratulations.
Sort of slow, like not like sort of slow, pleased nod, sort of thinking about it, and then like little head shake to clear it. But you were easy to be friends with,
I hope so.
even after.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought you did not want to hear if there was something that I had to say. And that is not everyone.
That is not everyone.
And I don't know if... I've not made it up. It is not entirely me being a terrible coward. Do you believe that?
I believe you.
But I don't know how to stop being a terrible coward about it now.
Well, there's two schools of thought. When you're scared, you either move slowly and carefully towards whatever objective you want, or you just barrel headfirst into it and hope for the best. Rip off the bandage, you would say.
Those are very philosophical. Do you have anything actionable?
Do you have anything specific?
No.
Mm.
So no would be the answer then. like kind of like a little disappointed, but also like you got me. Let's have lunch.
Right.
And as we talk, I will think about if I can come up with something specific,
Sounds good.
and I will let you know.
I made pasties.
You're my favorite. And Grim will duck back into the living room to. Is this clearly like lunch for like should retrieve the children?
No, this is
Because they're
not a
also
should
eating, or
retrieve.
is this like the children have clearly already eaten?
There's like a bowl of
and,
cereal on the floor near them. They're fine.
Fabulous.
Feral
Excellent.
children.
Excellent. Grim will duck down the living room just to basically make sure that Bosun hasn't eaten all the cereal. And Bosun is still like marching, like he's expanded his range to the entire living room. Like sometimes he's going under chairs and over like piles of toys and things.
It's a parade now. By the way.
Oh, awesome!
Bosun is the head of a parade.
Excellent.
The band is now a marching band.
Excellent. And Bosun, like this is the moment I think which Grim quite clocks that Bosun still has his cape and bow tie and necklace and bracelet on. So he's very stylish currently.
He's so stylish.
Grim will tell him suggest telepathically that he play some other song, like he like sing some other songs, sing some other songs as well. Expand the repertoire of our young buskers, and then we'll duck back into the kitchen to set the table.
Sounds good. Like clearly, she will give them some solid food in an hour or two, but she wants an adult lunch first.
Delightful.
then feed the rabble.
Excellent. They seem happy. Everyone's happy.
Okay, we're gonna smash cut to the chase through the streets.
What's Eliana doing all this time?
Yeah. What is Eliana up to?
Yeah, so everybody is off on business, and gosh, everything that's on her to-do list has either been checked off or is something that's going to happen further in the future.
Delightful.
And so I think she's just hanging out at the call and probably doing some journaling.
Love that for her. Peaceful
Wonderful.
afternoon.
Yeah, just cutting between these,
Eliana and Grim are both having lovely
domestic days while Corinne and Erebus are frantically sprinting through the city.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So you will be getting some journal entry documents
That's fun.
after this.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Sprint.
Okay. You sprint to the tangled anchor. Breathlessly push open the door. You glance behind the bar. It's a middle-aged gentleman.
Corinne goes up to the bartender. She's like, I'm sorry. This is highly irregular. I realize, but this is also an emergency. Do you know where I might find Dahlia?
She'd be at her house, I suppose.
Do you know where that is?
Yeah, and he'll give you directions.
All right.
Well,
Excellent.
actually, first she's gonna roll a perception check. Yeah, you don't look like insight.
I was
You
gonna
don't
say
look
that
like a
would take
crazy.
this guy's head off.
You don't look like a crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. And we'll turn out and we'll turn back for a second. It's like, there will be a wood elf ranger who give a physical description of Erebus. Who will come in asking the same question, send her the same direction. She's with me, I'm just faster than her.
He looks
Yes,
he looks
almost 3
confused.
times as fast.
And nods. He's confused, but he nods.
Excellent, thank you! And flees out the door and runs to Dahlia's house.
It's not that far. You approach the door, and there is a lot of noise coming from this door, and you're pretty sure this is a dirty song that's kind of been sweeping through the city, about a washerwoman, and wet laundry.
Huh.
It's not being played with any sort of talent. It's mostly like the lyrics are being screamed and the strings on a stringed instrument are being strummed. And some sort of drum situation is happening.
Excellent. Corinne begins pounding on the door.
You hear a small voice behind it. Who is it?
It's a friend of Dahlia's and Graham's. It's important. It's very important.
Are you a stranger?
Not to them. You can tell them that Corinne Amkathra is here. Like, continuously pounding on the door throughout.
He goes, oh, did I get an adult?
Perfect. Yes, please get the adults.
Grim, you are having, lunch with Dahlia, as Galleon runs in and stands next to his mother and goes, excuse me.
To me or to his mother?
He's to the
Or
table in
both
general.
the adults in
and
general.
to the adults.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and this would have been the kid who was born when Grim and Dahlia were still together.
Yeah.
What do you need? You out of cereal? Has Bosun done something very silly? Very silly was not what Grim was going to say. They corrected themselves at the.
There's a lady at the door, and she says that she might be a stranger, but I couldn't get a good answer, so I didn't answer it.
Grim glances at Dahlia, raises an eyebrow. Friend of yours?
Dahlia looks at you and shrugs.
I look back at Gallia sort of solemnly. Thank you very much for telling us. Do you think we should let her in?
He gives you a shrug. She said she was your friend, so maybe?
I don't have any friends, but I'm standing up and moving towards the door.
Yeah.
How loud is it in here? Can I hear? Sorry, Camille's still pounding on the door.
Oh yeah, yep, has not stopped pounding.
Yeah, once you're in the room, you hear someone pounding on the door. Seems like there might, if not magic, there's definitely some medieval technology that's happening to give some peace and quiet in the kitchen.
Oh, I love that. I want that in my house.
Might be low-level magic.
Quiet, but still.
It might be low-level magic, might just be some sort of, shenanigans with, I don't know.
Yeah,
Tapestries.
Dahlia knows what's up and has made the right deals to make a peaceful place in her house.
Yes.
Is Corinne continuing to yell or talk, or is she just pounding while waiting for the child to come back?
Just pounding.
Okay.
Someone is the two smaller children are knocking on the door back at you.
Bosun is in between them.
One with a wooden
tapping
spoon
on it with his bill. Excellent. Grim will sort of stroll up behind the kids and is going to put their hand flat on the door. I'm assuming that isn't relevant to this, but I'm assuming I had a short rest while I was chatting with Dahlia.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Grim's going to put their hand on the door and use ghostly gaze to look through the door and see who's on the other side. I don't know if this door has a peephole. I probably should ask about that first. Does this door have a peephole?
No.
I used to live here.
No.
Okay. Excellent. Ghostly gaze. I look through the door and see Corinne.
You see Corinne with an absolutely frantic expression on her face, just now is using both hands to pound on the door.
Grim visibly startled, swears in Elvish, will lean down and with one arm attempts to scoop the twins and Bosun back from the door, and with the other door is reaching up to pull it open.
Yeah, Grim opens the door, one arm full of a tentacle monster and two toddlers who look delighted.
What's wrong?
Where's Lord Elray? Can you reach out to him? Ask him where he is.
Hold on. Grim was gonna back back up into the room, sort of like waving her, like gesturing for her to come in, and close the door.
She
Looks
does
out.
come in and closes the door, and she's like, Aravis is right behind me. Well, not right behind me. She's behind me. She's coming too.
Oh,
I honestly,
Later.
Erebus, in the amount of time that it has taken to get in the door through Dahlia's airtight security, you'll probably be pulling up shortly, like probably right around now.
Grim.
Okay, so
Dahlia.
in the time that it's taken for her to get in the door, I've caught up.
Yeah. You're fast
cool.
and a ranger and good at dodging and moving through difficult terrain and crowds.
Cool. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, just huffing and puffing up to the door. Oh, man. Hi, Grim.
Like sort of the gears are visibly grinding. Like still has an armful of children and bosun, like glances back over the shoulder at the kitchen. Dahlia,
Right.
hold on.
Dahlia's already in the living room. She starts taking the children from you. She's leaving Bosun.
Yeah, that's you know what, that's fair. I'm sorry, do you mind if I
do whatever you need to do? You can come into the kitchen.
Thank you very much. I will owe you something. I'm not sure what yet. I'll let you know. And we'll wave.
Sorry for interrupting your lunch.
Yes, so sorry, Dahlia. It would not have come if it was not.
She gives
truly
you a
urgent.
wave. She knows.
Emergency.
She's a cool friend.
She's a cool friend. Did Galleon follow her out of the kitchen, or is Galleon now in the kitchen unattended?
Oh no, Galleon followed her out the kitchen, but he has a pasty in his mouth. Definitely like chipmunk cheeks.
Is he allowed to like?
Yeah,
fine.
there's nothing in it that'll hurt him. He's fine.
Excellent. Okay.
He definitely just grabbed one from. He's like, all right, hey, unattended
It wasn't
food.
a booze lunch. I respect that hustle. Grim will, Galleon, if you don't mind, will lower Bosun into Galleon's arms.
Yeah, Galleon will take him.
And we'll wave Corinne and Erebus into the kitchen and begin rifling through the cabinets, hoping that Dahlia still has the holiday china equivalent with like the
it's like in the
bowls
really
that they
high
remember.
cabinet.
Good silver.
How
Yeah.
tall is Erebus?
Yeah. 6 feet.
Erebus, would you mind? Like points like Grim is 5'7".
You know,
and I
like
think
the
really high
useless cabinet.
Yeah.
The useless cabinet in the
Yeah.
kitchen. It's in there.
Mm-hmm. Use it like 3
The
times
high
a
one.
year and get the tall neighbor to come by.
Mhm.
Grim will like point. There's a bowl if you reach up into the back left-hand corner. Watch out for. There may also be the silverware back there, and some of it is quite sharp.
Grim, while this is
right.
happening, will you please roll me an Arcana or History or something like that?
Yes. It'll be history. 14.
Bosun is wearing Ilray's necklace.
Oh!
Because I see what you're doing there.
Sorry,
That's
Echo is
fun.
very distressed by this as well.
You know you're doing a good job
forgot that
DMing when the
that's
puppies
strange.
react.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. There's like a visible light bulb moment, and Grim will has been pointing up towards the cabinet, turns the pointing finger, looks at Corinne with a visible look of something has occurred to them. The pointing finger turns into the 1 minute finger, and they will back into open the door back into the living room. You hear a quick negotiation with Bosun, and they return with holding a.
It was a seashell necklace.
It's cold. It's cold out. So I think they had sort of like they don't have like a proper winter coat or proper winter gear. They have their like
Grim
jacket
is the
on,
sort of
and
person
they
who's
had, like,
wearing 3 hoodies rather than wear a coat.
Yeah, but they would have had like a very worn scarf
Mm-hmm.
that is like was like would have been wrapped around their neck, and covering the bottom half of their face on the walk down. Has since then been just sort of draped over their shoulders. They are no longer wearing the scarf. Instead, they are holding the necklace of gilded seashells.
Incredible.
If you could fill that with water, please, they say to Erebus, and bring it here. Sort
Yeah,
moving
of
to the
course.
table.
So she goes to the nearest water source and
Yep.
fills up the bowl and brings it over.
She has an arcane sink, a gift from a friend.
Ooh, excellent.
Love that for her.
So it creates water.
Indeed.
So she has running water.
That makes it easy. Yeah.
She must be the envy of all her neighbors.
She doesn't tell her neighbors.
Oh, I bet.
You know,
That's-
she's the person who buys like kind of a crappy apartment, and then all of a sudden it's the best apartment because she's just spent all her money in investing in it.
She knows
Yeah.
somebody who like got a good deal on countertops, and
Yeah.
somebody else is really good at tiling. Yeah.
Yep.
Living the dream.
She's a bartender.
Yep.
I'll forget your tab, but you owe me.
Yep.
I love her. Yeah, so we'll set the bowl down, and Grim would like to attempt to scry on Elray.
Yeah, I think it is a check that I roll, right?
It's a wisdom save that will be... Yes, and it will be a... -2 to the roll,
Mm-hmm.
since we have a possession.
I think it's -4 actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you're right.
It's
You're
minus
right.
a
The
lot.
modifiers after.
Yeah.
Yeah, -4.
Wonderful.
If you'd just stolen a body part, you would be in
Alas.
great shape. Maybe next time.
It still works. You see kind of I mean, no, Grim's a fucking wayfarer. You see a ship's hold.
Oh.
Not a good one. Like cargo hold level. Faintly bobbing. And Ailray is in the corner, and there is a look on his face that looks so foreign on his face. He is so mad. You haven't seen this level of anger radiating from Ailray, and it looks weird. But he is just radiating anger.
Wow. Is he by himself?
He is by
As
himself.
far as I can tell.
And he is manacled.
Okay. Is there anything... It sounds like the ship seems to be underway as far as I can tell. Do I see anything remotely potentially identifying?
Roll me a perception or investigation as you kind of try to glance around really quick during the time of the scrying to see if you can spot anything that's not him.
That's pretty good. 17 perception.
17. Okay.
That's a remarkably good perception roll for
Sure. You spot a flag. Give me a moment. You spot a flag. And it is a flag you would know, so give me a moment.
Oh.
You know geography.
I do. At least water adjacent geography.
I mean,
especially.
you know port flags.
It's gonna be that little island.
You know port flags.
I do.
This is the port of... Just scroll. Just work with me, please. It's not a Luskin flag. Don't worry.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say it's a Baldur's Gate flag. Why not?
Oh,
Let's go there.
interesting.
I mean, figuratively, at least.
I mean, we'll see.
Way to find out.
All right. So Grim will watch probably not the full 10 minutes unless there's anything seems to be changing. They'll watch for probably a couple of minutes
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure that I haven't happened to catch them at the point where somebody's gonna walk in
Roll-
and confess to having
Roll
done a crime.
Roll me a check with your cartographer's tools.
Okay. Do you have a sense? Do you have a sense of ability for that? It doesn't come with one. I feel like intelligence.
Intelligence is good. I'll give you intelligence or wisdom, but I'm pretty sure you'd lean
Okay.
intelligence.
I'm a little bit better at wisdom, but I feel
Then
like
you can do
intelligence
it.
is more
Yeah.
correct.
You
I'm
can do
gonna
whatever
use
you want.
luck point.
Because it's a matter of, like, I don't think, I mean,
gonna use
intelligence,
another
yeah,
luck
but
point.
a type of intelligence, I guess. It's not book learning that you're using here, so.
I'm gonna use my last luck point.
Oh my.
Oh no.
There were
Having
multiple
one of
threes
those
in that
days.
series. 13.
13.
Not amazing, but not 3.
They've got the wind with them, so they're sailing pretty fast.
Okay.
But you know that the weather is going to, you know that this time of year, the weather is going to be bad. This is well
Okay.
after, you all are well after, the last sheaf. So,
This is not prime sailing season.
this is because, basically this is when travel gets really difficult and really dangerous.
Okay, Grim will pull back from and before actually the last thing that I would want to try to see, which is a very grim thing not to have thought of yet. Does Elray seem to be injured
Yeah.
or just angry?
He looks like he looks roughed up, but he does not look injured per se.
Okay.
Like he's got a black
Okay.
eye. He's got a
but
couple
no one
bruises,
is-
but nothing
Okay.
life threatening or
Okay.
critical.
Okay, cool. So no one is actively bleeding him as we speak.
No.
Good. Or bad, I guess, depending on your point of view. Okay, so Grim will sort of pull back from this, drop the scry, swears under their breath again, realizes what they did earlier, will hold up the one finger again, and walk to the living room, open the door of the living room and peek in. I apologize, I think I taught him a new word, and then we'll pull back into the kitchen.
Dahlia just calls out, "They already knew that one, don't worry.
Oh, that's a relief. Maybe they taught it to me.
I'm raising them with curse words. If you make it less, like, taboo and mysterious, they just don't repeat it as often."
Grim, gives her a thumbs up. No, a finger gun. And closes the door. I believe he's... I'm sorry, did it look like this flag was, in Baldur's Gate? Or, the boat is out of Baldur's Gate and potentially returning to?
The boat is out of Baldur's Gate and potentially returning to.
Okay. I believe they may be en route to Baldur's Gate.
We think he's a descendant of the 12.
Was a symbol on a painting of a sea elf that looked very like him, but it was from 450 years ago.
It had the seal of
it
had the seal of one of the 12 on the frame.
Yes, and also in the painting, and the subject of the painting was mimicking the pose that was on the medallion.
I think I'm going to hold up one hand in a hold on gesture and is visibly struggling to process the task. Grim is not good at task switching to begin with. All right. Is Elenia with you?
No, we came straight here.
No.
Good.
We'll have to send
Grim
for
will
her.
cast
I have
sending to
animal
Elenia.
messenger.
I'm going to cast
Okay.
sending to
Okay.
Eliana.
Do it.
That will be the first word. Are you still at the call? And is Ilya there? We may need to go to Baldur's Gate. Be back shortly. How's
Is Ilya
Keish?
still there?
Yeah, she's kind of just commandeered this table. Like, she's sick of her office, and she's like, she was there for office hours. Like, she knows the deal, but also she enjoys working at the tavern. Like, she is one of those people that just gets more done out in public. Certain level of chaos required.
And Eliana will respond, yes, we're both there. I can ask her about Baldur's Gate. Isha's good. She found a sunbeam.
Love it.
How's your afternoon been?
Oh,
7, 8,
adorable.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. See you soon.
Amazing.
He
Grim is a
doesn't know.
warlock, and thus is not going to respond because they would have to use their relic short rest to do so. And now they feel like they should save it, since shit's clearly popping off. But and I think sort of at that, like, as the sort of the sending, the response, I think they'll say to Corinne and Erebus, Ilya's still at the call. So is Lenya, she'll ask her about it. And then like there's sort of the like brief blue screen and like just sort of blinks at them for a minute, like what is going on?
We think Elray's been kidnapped by someone who intends to spill blood of the 12.
We found out neither he nor Scarron returned last night to the house.
There may be another gate that's about to open.
Are there any more pasties?
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Grim will grab one and hand one to each of Corinne and Erebus.
For the road, then?
Corinne kind of glances down at her, as like takes a bite, and is like, "Dahlia, your cooking's excellent."
Thank you. The kitchen is my refuge.
Thank you, Dahlia.
I'm sorry.
No, you needed it.
Steal all your food and then depart without even doing the dishes.
She'll actually come into the kitchen. Right, I can only assume it's some sort of emergency.
Possibly death is involved, so yes.
All right, steal all my food and go.
Awesome. We'll have to treat you soon to repay you. Thank you.
I'll hold you to that.
She really will.
Great.
I like give Dahlia a quick hug.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for everything. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Be safe.
Maybe we may be going to Baldur's Gate.
Oh, have fun with that. Bring it.
And you as well. Let me know if there's anything to know. Like, sort of backing towards
Yeah.
the door.
I
Like
when there's
looking over
something
my
to know,
shoulder
I
to
will let you
avoid
know.
trampling children.
I'm gonna need dexterity saving throw if you're walking backwards.
I am through this very cluttered room of child things.
Can I stipulate that Corinne is like ready and waiting for any sort of
Yeah,
tumble?
sure.
13, 1-3.
Yeah, you've been at Dahlia's house before, so you kind of have a
Mhm.
rough estimate as to where the toys generally gather. So, and where the children generally are, and so when they kind of weave underneath, towards your feet, you're like, no, I know how to deal this.
I do sort of lean down to also hug each kid.
Yeah,
Um,
you get big
Aw.
hugs.
and promise to bring them better toys next time.
I wouldn't mind quieter ones.
You know what? That's fair. That's on me. I'll see what I can do. And I decide against leaving Bosun with them to collect him at a later point. So Bosun departs with us as well.
All right. As you rush back to the call, I assume at top speed for all of you to move together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All top speed for all of us moving together is Corinne leaving us in their dust.
Yeah, Corinne is gonna book it to the assumption basically is like Erebus and Grim can figure it out.
They know the way back.
They know where we're going. But we'll sprint ahead, preparing to deliver the message to Ilya and what the need is, more specifically.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Delightful. Grim will move at their full speed, which is less than Erebus's full speed.
Erebus will glance back at them. Do you need me to slow down?
I'll catch up. Actually,
Okay,
no.
see you there.
Grim wouldn't speak out. Grim wouldn't waste breath. You
Yeah.
hear telepathically. I'll catch up. Telepathically, like calm and like controlled, even though they're visibly sucking air.
Okay. Erebus will I guess flash them a thumbs up. Are they struggling, or are they just breathing harder than usual?
No, they're just running, and they don't have a particular. I mean, their con score is fine.
It's they're making the theater.
Actually, you know what? They have an athletics proficiency. They are doing, as is often the case with them, they are doing very well for a human.
Okay,
A
great.
human
So
non-rogue. So they're doing fine. You don't have to worry about them like having an asthma attack.
No, okay. Great.
They're just not a rogue or a wood elf.
Okay, fantastic. So then Erebus will flash them a thumbs up and keep going at her regular speed.
Delightful.
All right, so Eliana, you get word that you might be heading to Baldur's Gate. You know what? I'm gonna play a monologue token.
Ooh.
How does Eliana feel about the fact that you might be heading to Baldur's Gate?
Well, I never thought I'd be going back there. Remember when you used to sit in the tavern room on your own and try and get the hang of that accent so you could stop sounding like this? And how you used to just hang out and wasn't a good time. Wasn't anything wrong with the place. It was just in the first spot where I had a little bit of safety and enough to actually hurt. I hope it doesn't hope it doesn't feel like a sad place when I'm there again. I wonder what we need to be going there for.
Okay.
There is the temple there. Maybe I'll meet more Taldoras, imagine that.
Oh.
That'll be that.
Okay. Are you heading over to meet with Ilya?
Yeah.
As you approach, she kind of, takes off her glasses and looks up to you with a nod, puts down her quill.
Well, we might be going to Baldur's Gate.
See, I mean, every season is a shit season to go to Baldur's Gate, because it's always fucking raining, but, at least you have a lot of family there.
I do.
There's so much family. You have a lot of family there.
An aunt and an uncle and a lot of cousins.
Like, I think they're like 50 cousins or something. I don't know. I don't keep track anymore. I really should. I am a terrible aunt, but after like 7, you just stop counting.
Well, as long as Odessa doesn't expect anything more from you on that front.
No.
I don't know why we're going just yet. Everybody else is going to be coming back, but I think that we're not just going to deal with the mold.
She nods. All right. Well, I guess when they come back, I can help you figure out travel arrangements. It's not that difficult to get to Baldur's Gate. There's the road. There's the ships.
Yeah. I think I'll know a lot more when the others come back. I guess if you have any more general tips about going there, then
Other than don't, rain jackets, waterproof everything. You'll never feel dry anyway, but at least you'll feel less wet. I don't like. I spent a little bit of time in Baldur's Gate, but I just because I have to. We trade on and off to visit between Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate. It's just so wet all of the time. I like weather that changes.
I didn't miss the rain. I'm not looking forward to that again.
But reach out to family there. We will always help you.
Yeah,
Because we help each other, that is what we do.
you will.
At the very least, we can get you a place to stay. Like, get you all a place to stay. And someplace dry. Like, actually dry, not like, it's dry, and then you got a leaky fucking ceiling in the middle of the night.
And I will help you too.
I feel like at this point Corinne comes careening in.
Yep.
It's a lunch
Yep.
rush, but I don't think Corinne cares.
Nope, sure doesn't. Like runs up to the table where Eliana and Ilya are and is like, well, all right. 3 things. 1, Elray has in fact been kidnapped. 2, he was a descendant of one of the 12, so we think that has something to do with his reason for being kidnapped. And 3, he is very swiftly being ported to Baldur's Gate, so we need to get to Baldur's Gate as soon as humanly possible.
Eliana's face goes from the look of like mildly confused to oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Ilya looks to you and nods. Okay, that is... Alright, pack your things and give me... Kind of thinks for a moment. 45 minutes.
Where should we meet you?
I will come back here.
Excellent. Grim and Aravis are right behind.
She nods to you. She packs up her things really quick, You see that she keeps like portfolios and binders, so like she could just roll things and slam things shut very quickly, and puts it all in her bag and gives you a nod and heads out.
Corinne just kind of stands there, I think, frozen for a few moments.
Yeah,
Like-
the feeling when you're in emergency but you can't actually move any faster is the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Eliana also stands there and she says, I'm going to go pack.
Yes, go pack. I will wait for the others and send them to go pack, and then I will also go pack. All right.
I'm so glad you found all this out.
Honestly, I'm glad I went. Now, hindsight is a funny way of doing that.
Oh, it is.
Got to be necessary
Eliana
after
calls
all.
out as she's already on her way
Yep.
toward the stairs and to her room.
Yep.
Sure.
And Corinne goes to the main entrance to, like, as soon as she sees them,
Yeah,
like
like a
basically.
couple minutes later. Not. They're
Yep.
both moving at top speed, so.
Yep. As they
Yeah.
approach, Corinne will just
So
yell
like
at him.
Erebus is going through the door and Grimm's like, yeah,
Yeah.
A block or two behind, probably. Yeah.
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 Corinne just yells like, go pack, go pack. Ilya's gonna be here soon with ways to get there. Go pack.
My bag's ready to go. I'll wait for Grimm.
Excellent. And Corinne will run up the stairs to go pack herself. Upside of a ranger, I guess.
Never go anywhere without everything you need for 6 months.
Basically.
I think similarly when Grim sort of pulls up on the porch, like hands on knees, sort of breathing hard, like sucking air again for a moment. They already have the haversack over their shoulder. They just don't own that much stuff. So like their fancy
so
clothes
then
would still be in the
Erebus
attic
noticing
room,
this.
but
Yeah.
Incredible.
their
Erebus noticing this
everyday
will look
carry is
down at him
basically
and-
everything they own.
I mean, oh no. She will look down at them and say, "Are you ready to go?"
They just sort of nod, gasping for breath.
Okay. Sit down. I'll get everyone else. Take a breather. I'll be right back.
They
And
don't
then
sit down, but they put their head back down.
Oh,
Margot
boy.
puts a
But yeah,
glass
she'll
of
take
water in
off.
front of you, Grim.
I ignore it in favor of catching my breath. But I'll drink. I'll drink. By the time everybody comes back downstairs, it will be gone. I do sort of like nod thanks to her.
Perfect.
Bosun taps it and looks proud of himself.
All right, as you all pack for Baldur's Gate and wait for Ilya to come back with the specifics of your travel, we're going to call it for tonight.
Oh, man.
Delightful. That
Yay.
escalated quickly.
Yeah.
was so
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
That's
That
fun.
was great.
Mhm.
Not for Elray.
I was wondering if
No.
that was just going to hang out in the background and just be a thing that happened. I was like,
I mean,
"Oh,
at
Yeah.
least he's still alive.
he is still alive.
It's been quite some times before. It's been quite some time since he was spirited out of the party. So
DM, it's. I know you said it was bad weather season. Is it bad enough weather season that Grim would be concerned that the ship might not make it to Baldur's Gate? Or I think their inclination is to assume that anyone who goes the trouble of kidnapping him probably can
Probably
handle the weather
competent ship.
reasonably.
Just like imagine like it's difficult terrain, but for ships.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
that might be
everything's
slow.
slower.
Delightful.
Like they were moving at a good
That's
speed
fun.
for this time of year.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well, thank you. That'll be fun
Wow.
to consider for the next 2
Mhm.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. Speaking of the next 2 weeks, I'm not available on the 13th because my sibling is going to be in town. And so we'll be out for the evening. Is there any possibility of rescheduling?